Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 23 of the Showbound podcast presented by Axel Watches. I'm your host, Michael Raskin, once again joined by Ethan Cardwell. Cards, what's going on, man? Actually, we had a big week, couple good rounds of golf from the boys, too. So, how's it going?
Yeah, I don't know if yours was so good, but
It was good for
I
me.
mean, you got it. You got out there. No, but Rask has really got to dial in, play some honest rounds so we can get his handicap going for. I don't know. We haven't landed on the name yet, but our big golf match that we got set for this summer, and I know we got some potential new sponsors on the horizon for stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, I got out and hands were a bit cold and stuff, but no, made do. Had some fun and beat my brother, so that's all that counts. And I know you shot the Gretzky round, so we
Yeah.
can we can improve from there, right? You broke 100. That's all you got to do.
Yeah. The Wayne Gretzky 99 round. So, breaking 100 on my first round of the year, I'll take it, especially because, like, that's good for me, honestly. I just started golfing last year, and I told the boys, like, I want to shoot an all bogey round, like an all what's that, a 90, like crack 90.
Yeah,
Um,
90.
if I crack 90 by the end of this summer, I'm gonna be extremely happy with myself. So that's kind of the goal I've
Mhm.
set. I don't know if I'll get it, but I think it's doable. So we'll see. Especially you said you're shaving 5 off my score once you start teaching me, right?
Yeah, I mean, when you're shooting like that, I feel like I could just like pick up a few things that you'll just instantly be able to kind of throw in your game and be able to dial it in.
It's the putting, man. Like I'm fine. I'll three putt like every time, basically, unless I'm within like
Yeah,
5 feet. That's
that's
very
kind of
loose.
part of it being you're probably playing on shitty greens right now at the start of the year. Like
Yeah.
it's tough to putt at the start of the year. Like once you get nice greens, you get a feel for it, makes it a lot easier for me anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, and actually, like you said, so we did land or we're in the process of getting a golf sponsor for throughout the summer, and they're getting me and cards all geared up. So we're gonna be getting our new stuff. I can't shut them out yet until we like fully approve and like get things going. But we're getting some free golf stuff, so can't complain about that. And we're gonna be looking good out there golfing this summer. But I should mention our guest actually before I forget. We got Riley Damiani joining us later. Dallas Stars pick. He's signed playing for the Texas Stars in the AHL right now, coming right off of the Rookie of the Month as well for March. So he's as hot as can be, and he was a fun interview, like really funny guy and interesting to talk to.
Yeah, Danner was a good interview, man. He had some good insight. Yeah, just a guy who kind of progressed throughout his OHL career and now is really kind of showing what he has in the AHL and just showing how good of a development league as he talks about like just getting better each year and then kind of just taking that into the start of his pro career.
Yeah, and I do have to mention like my audio in the interview wasn't great. I had some Wi-Fi issues and had to switch computers and didn't have my podcast mic that I use now. So I was using like the computer mic. So you can, I still sound fine. You can hear me, but it's not as pro as we like to be here on Showbound. So I got to apologize for that. That one's on me, but it is what it is. We got a little fun thing to do now before we send it to that interview. We asked for some fan questions earlier in the week, got like hundreds, and I'd probably say 90% of them are too inappropriate to answer, but we'll get into a couple. I did pick some good ones. So I mean we'll start simple. If you could punch any current NHL player in the face, who would it be? Cards, you go first.
Probably I don't know, we were just talking. I was saying Dubinsky just because like Crosby's my favorite player and has been all the time. He's just bashing Crosby. So like I'm not a big fan of him. So yeah, I'd probably give him a sucky bomb.
You know what? That was actually nuts. Like first when he said it, you could tell it was kind of like he wasn't trying to like rag on Crosby. He was just saying Ovechkin's better in his opinion. But then he backed it up on Twitter saying like, yeah, like I like you know what I mean. I can't even remember. I don't want to quote it and misquote
Yeah,
him. But
he doesn't like him at all though. Like it's like they have always had a rivalry, but like just kind of seems like a bit of a joke.
yeah, I mean,
What about you? Who do you got?
I I was having a tough time thinking of an NHL player to punch in the face, but in the end, I have to say Trevor Zegras simply for ruining it for Team Canada in the World Juniors and breaking my heart this past Christmas. So Trevor Zegras I'm coming for him. Um, this one's actually before we get into the next one for you cards. Why does Cardsy call everyone a Muppet?
It's actually so how it started in Saginaw. Coach Laz there, Chris Lazary would always like he always said it like when I was 16, he's always calling me a muppy, like a muppet, a muppy. And then he'd call like everyone on SAG called each other it, and I kind of like it just kind of came a part of my vocabulary, like just call like everyone a muppy now. So when I got to Barrie this year, I started calling guys muppy or muppets, and they had no idea what it was. And then now it seems like all the boys in Barrie kind of say it too, so it's jokes.
Yeah, I was gonna say you really brought it to Barry. Everyone was saying it, and like anytime one of the boys posts an Instagram post, everyone's commenting like Muppy and like just going at it. You know, you really started the trend there. You started that trend and the mullet trend. You were a big part of too. So you're just a trendsetter, man.
Yeah, part of the movement. Just gotta make things happen.
Um, Most embarrassing in-game story. Now we asked Riley Damiani this one later. He had a couple good ones, but you got any? I know I have one.
I'll let you go first. I got to think about this one actually.
Okay, mine's actually so funny. So I was like 13 or 14 years old in minor hockey, and I was defenseman standing in front of the net, like just a net front battle. The forwards like backing into me, I'm cross checking him, that type of stuff, like just trying to fight for space. But it got pretty heated. We were like going back and forth, and then goalie ends up covering the puck, whistle blows. We're just like, just pushing, like typical net front battle. So he hits me really hard, and I push him back hard. And I remember trying to act all tough and stuff, and I scream at him. I was like, "Don't touch me!" Like as I cross check him. But me being like 13 years old, I had this massive voice crack. I'm like, let's see. I was like, "Don't touch me!" Like one of those. Like right as I scream, touch, my voice cracks. And I remember the ref laughing, dude. I said it. The ref laughs at me. I see him mutter to the other ref. He's like, "Don't touch me!" Like, haha, you hear that? Like type of thing. It was just like the loudest voice crack you could have when I'm trying to act all tough. It was so embarrassing. Like everyone was laughing in the middle of the game. It was horrible.
Yeah, that's a tough break, man. I mean, everyone has voice cracks, just kind of want to hide them, but I mean, came out at a tough time for you there. Jeez.
Yeah, it was bad.
Actually,
You got one?
I, I was just thinking, like, obviously, like, there's a bunch of embarrassing things. Like, even when you like miss a penalty shot or in a shootout or something, like, you just feel kind of embarrassed. Like, I don't know. But everyone goes through that. But something that actually just came to my mind, I hadn't even thought about this memory in so long. And so we were playing our organization in minor hockey. Clarington does this little thing where we play against a Finnish team every year on like New Year's. Yeah, it's on New Year's Eve we play. And so it was our age group and the game. We got special jerseys, whatever. And it was like a 6-4 game. Maybe they just got an empty netter, and I was furious all game. Like I was playing well and everything, like scoring, but it was just like those guys were really pissing me off, the Finns. So this guy scores an empty netter to like seal the deal. And this game doesn't mean anything, right? And he's skating to the bench and I just spear him in the chest. So this guy drops to the ground. I speared him as hard as I could in the chest. And I'm like not thinking anything of it. I'm like, okay, it's like an exhibition game, whatever. And then sure enough, I get 5-game suspension in our league play. And then it's just like the most embarrassing thing ever. Everyone's just like, what are you doing? You like speared a guy in an exhibition fun match, and now you're out for like a little bit of the playoff run here. Like,
Oh man.
so that was a tough one for me.
How old were you for that?
Major bantam, I think. It didn't matter like a ton, but I was supposed to be called up to like the minor midgets too to go to like a bigger tournament. So I would have like been able to be seen by scouts a year earlier and stuff, and just kind of botched that opportunity as well.
That's actually a good one, man. Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny. Okay. We got first kiss stories. Now, we were also asked some other first stories, but we're not gonna answer that one. But for first kiss, I think it's safe we can answer. You want to go first?
Yeah, no, I haven't had my first kiss yet. No, I'm kidding. Probably, honestly, I don't even remember. I was probably just hanging out with the guys and when we were younger.
And you guys are just practicing your kissing.
Yeah, on each other. No,
Yeah.
no, we've had like this big friend group when we were younger that we'd always hang out with a bunch of girls, a bunch of guys, and I'm sure it probably came up there.
Oh, you don't even remember
yeah.
it though, eh?
No, not specific. No.
That's funny. Too bad. The poor girl's probably like, I was Cardsy's first kiss, and you don't even know her.
Oh, but you.
Mine was. I mean, it's not much of a story. Neither was yours, I guess. But just like girl that I liked in high school. It was like grade 9, and I don't know. We were just like friends hanging out or whatever. One time she just came over. We were like, I don't know, doing math homework or something, and then I think just the moment was right. We just kind of both went for it. It was just one of those like.
You're happy with it.
I was fired up. I ended up dating her for a while too, so it was like big moment for me, dude. I really liked her, you know. So good for
Good
me.
for you. Good for you. And yeah, who knows? Maybe she's listening to the pod, Rask. Maybe you guys rekindle some of that first kiss magic. Maybe a little math homework. Who knows?
um, Last one. This was a question for me. I mean, we got a lot more, but we don't have all day here. Where did Raskin play puck / get involved in the OHL? And in terms of like playing hockey, I was never like not that interesting. Never was really a top player. Just played my minor hockey in the GTHL and got a couple of junior games in for fun. Really. In terms of getting involved in the OHL, this is an interesting one, Cards. I don't think you even know this, but I always kind of knew like I was never gonna make the NHL as a player, but I was always like I can get there on the business side type of thing. From a young age, I
Yeah.
told myself that. So I was like 13 years old, and I started scouting games on my own. I would like go to minor midget games and just scout, like write them down on a piece of paper. I would take a picture and send it to a bunch of OHL GMs. I did that for years, dude. And then at 16 years old, I got hired by the Niagara Ice Dogs. That was how I got involved in the OHL. I guess I got my first scouting gig after a couple years of just like scouting for fun. So I did that.
It's pretty sick.
Um, and then that's kind of like word of advice too for people because I get it a lot. Like, how do you get involved? Just like you got to just work on your own and just like make connections. And it's kind of like you got to get lucky. You got to be good, but you got to get lucky too, you know? So just a little advice. But yeah, so I got my first OHL job there and then just did some other hockey jobs in between that and getting a berry with Cards last year in the O. So just kind of made connections and worked on my own and just hope for the best. So, um,
Hey, yo, Rask, and I think maybe we could do that like every week, maybe like 2 or 3 fan questions, get the fans to get to know us a little bit more too, kind of just our personalities and things we've been through, just some funny stories that might come up out of it.
yeah, I actually like that idea. And I do want to say, just to kind of throw you under the bus, like there was a question I wanted to answer that Cardsy didn't want to answer. I won't say what it is, but you vetoed one. So everyone attack Cardsy for that. He ruined it.
Man, I can't. I gotta watch what I say on here, and some of the fans are pretty ruthless. So we can't, we can't be answering everything.
All right. I mean, I definitely understand it. Now we can send it over to Riley Damiani, but before we do, I just want to say that support for the Showbound podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, who's the best in men's below the waist grooming. Big news, Manscaped just released their new cologne scent to help you feel good and smell good all over and at all times. Who knew smelling this good could feel this good too? Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide. Join the movement for all your below the waist grooming needs. And yeah, the refined cologne, me and Cards have been using it, makes us smell good. I actually wore it golfing yesterday, Cards. So I don't know if any golfers got a whiff of me, but I bet they loved it if they did.
It's like birdie juice. Just smell that, and it's auto birdies.
Yeah, I made 6 pars, by the way. But anyway, moving on. I just want to say everyone knows Manscaped has the perfect package 3.0 for all your below the waist grooming needs. But they didn't stop there. Complete your grooming game with a new refined cologne signature scent by Manscaped. With the same signature scent that's in all Manscaped formulas, this cologne is a perfect complement to the collection. Light, approachable, and gentlemanly in all the right ways. Think of it as your wingman for the night to keep you fresh and ready for anything. Calming and inviting, this signature scent introduces a light citrus burst before settling into the anchoring notes of vetiver and a woodsy masculine finish. This 50 milliliter spray cologne is even hypoallergenic, cruelty-free, dye-free, paraben-free, and 100% vegan. This beautifully designed glass bottle makes a statement, and the manly scent is attractive to set the mood. Also, be sure to check out the Perfect Package 3.0 with all the essentials for your below-the-waist grooming needs, including the Lawnmower 3.0 trimmer and crop formulations. Yes, I'm talking about ball deodorant and toner to keep your testes besties. Now you can use the Manscaped Refined Cologne to complete your set and smell great anytime, anywhere. It's time to feel sexy. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code SHOWBOUND at manscaped.com. Your balls and body will thank you. Once again, that's 20% off and free shipping with the code SHOWBOUND at manscaped.com. Look good, smell good, feel good with Manscaped.
All right, now we'll fire it over to Dammer.
All right, I want to welcome Riley Damiani to the pod. Damon, how's it going, man?
Good. How you guys doing?
Good. So you're on the road in Colorado right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we're in Colorado. We got here today.
So
Been
actually, I
traveling
want to
all
let the
day.
listeners know as well. Rookie of the month for March, 15 points in 10 games. So how does that feel to get that kind of recognition publicly?
Good. It's been a while since, I've had any recognition, just not playing any hockey, just sitting at home doing workouts in my garage. But to get back and to get moving pretty quick was nice. I think I settled in well here. Had a couple of good games, went on a stretch, and we were winning games too, so that helps. But it's all about just moving forward and just keep going.
Yeah, and I kind of want to take it into like the AHL life, like you mentioned, like the adjustment period and stuff, but smooth sailing as we just talked about, rookie of the month, but 23 points in 19 games so far we have listed down here. So what's the season been like for you as a rookie, kind of first year in the league, and also the lifestyle in Texas, as we talked about before we went live? Like, there's not much COVID, or there is COVID, but
There's a lot.
not a lot of restrictions. So what as a whole has it been like for you?
It kind of takes me back to my first year in the OHL, where you got to really put in that dirty work again, and pick up pucks. You got to stay out there late, do your rookie duties, wait for the guys to get off the bus before you do. All that kind of stuff kind of comes back into play, but um, adjusting down here, it's been nice. We still have the ability to do stuff. Weather's been great, so we golf a lot. We still wear our masks everywhere, and we don't dine in restaurants. It's just a team rule that we kind of set out to stay safe. But it's so different. I got all my buddies in Ontario locked down, stuck in their houses, and I'm able to kind of do whatever I want, go grab food wherever, whenever, and they're kind of jealous of what I'm doing down here. But it's a tough time for everybody. I think Texas is taking a different approach, obviously, than everybody else. You guys, we were talking about that Jays game today. I had 2, 3 people that are Jays fans watching the game, thinking that I'm crazy for even being here, and with their full capacity at the game. But it's a different lifestyle. But it's all about what you're doing, and if I'm being smart and people that I'm hanging out with are being smart, then we feel that we're being safe.
Yeah, and then like it's obviously a lot different. I just came back from Sweden where it's absolutely like no masks there or anything. So like kind of a similar situation going on there in Texas, and yeah, just like a little bit of a different approach. But on the hockey side of things, like actually on the ice, like have you noticed a difference in the level of play or the intensity or speed or anything compared to the OHL?
Yeah, the biggest thing I notice is more guys take it like it's a job. Everyone's working towards that next contract and making more money and moving forward in the game. And uh, in junior, you have some guys that are there because it's fun, because they're really good in minor hockey, and um, they were just able to kind of hang around and play at the OHL level. And then when you make the jump to pro, you're playing with men, and you're playing with guys with families at home, and kids to feed, and you're always competing with everyone around you for that contract and for that next paycheck. And I think that really shows every practice, every game. You got to show up. You got to bring it every day, or someone's going to take it from you.
Yeah, for sure.
I just want to ask quickly before we'll kind of bring it back to the beginning of your hockey career, but you did get to play one game in the AHL a couple years back. Can you just tell us about that experience and how that went for you?
Yeah, I was scratched for 9 before that when I came up, so I got to watch a bunch. I learned a lot in the practices that I had, but um, it was just like I was really scared, nervous. I didn't really know how I was going to go, and then my first shift, I had a grade A scoring opportunity from the slot that I should have scored for sure, and I didn't. And then I was kind of like, you get on your heels a little bit, and then you're a little tentative to do anything else, because you're thinking, oh, I already had my opportunity of the game, and am I going to get another one? But uh, it was fine. I think it helped me a lot being up there, and kind of seeing what it was like at 18. And now when I come back and I'm a little older, I'm a little more mature, and I think I'm more ready for it now.
Definitely makes a lot of sense. And so yeah, I want to kind of bring it back to your OHL draft before we even get into Kitchener and all that. But I remember you played on a really good Mississauga Rebels team in my image, like a sick team, and ended up being a second round pick to Kitchener 29th overall. So you want to just talk about like what a crazy season that was for you, and draft year, all the attention on you, and then even just the draft, like how that went.
Minor hockey was the best years of my life. I still keep in touch with a lot of those guys. You see a lot of guys don't even play anymore. that was their run, and that's what they wanted to do, and things just didn't work out. But we all still keep in touch. It was a really good group, really fun group, and with that whole season, the way it went, we lost OHL Cup quarterfinals in overtime, which was a little tough because that was our goal all year to kind of move forward and win that tournament. But then going into the draft, I wasn't too sure how I was going to go. I wasn't sure if I was going to the OHL. I had a couple school options that I was thinking about. My mom wanted me to go to school, and my dad kind of left it up to me. But I thought the OHL was right up my alley. I didn't want to have that gap year, or the gap in between, where I had to play 2 years of OJHL or Go JHL, something like that. So I just wanted to jump right into junior and excel. And I thought I had a great opportunity going to Kitchener. I thought I got pretty lucky getting drafted there. And with Jay McKee as their coach coming in, it was his first year as a head coach when it was my first year as a player. So that kind of helped too. He helped me out. He showed me the ropes a lot, and he's a really good mentor to me.
Yeah, and you talk about going to Kitchener as a 16-year-old. I know we've had a bunch of guys on the pod, like a ton of guys who've played in the O. And me personally, like the odd is right up there on everyone's list for favorite rinks to play at. So for you to be able to play there every night, like it's nasty. Like the crowd's buzzing all the time. Like just the energy boost must be insane. So like getting in there as a 16-year-old, like making the adjustment to the OHL, and then you also have that kind of crowd and just such a great hockey town around you. How was that?
I thought it made it a lot easier. You have so much support from everyone in the community. We'd 7,000 a night. We'd go out. People would recognize us. They'd ask us about the game. It was to feel that support from a whole community and a whole city. It was just crazy. It's not something I've ever seen before. Because growing up in Mississauga, there's teams everywhere. There's 4 teams that play out of every rink. So you don't really get that as much. It's more just parents and a couple friends watching the game. But when you play in front of 5, 6, 7,000 people, there's nothing quite like it.
Kitchener's so sick. I used to actually go catch a couple of Rangers games when I was a kid growing up, like only an hour-ish away from where I live in Vaughan. So it was always nice get to I always looked up to the Rangers. Actually, I remember like had a dressing room tour when I was like 3 or 4. I still remember it, like walking in. I remember I might have stepped on the logo and one of the players was like yelling at me trying to find me, and I was so intimidated because I was like a little kid. But what was that like adjustment kind of like for you stepping in, like just in terms of on the ice? Like how was that level change for you?
It was scary. 16 going against 20, 21-year-olds. You don't know what to expect. You don't want to get killed out there as a small guy. And I've always been a smaller guy, but I've been hit pretty hard a couple times. And my 16-year-old year, there was a bunch of them where I was just pretty intimidated, pretty scared. And then once you work that out of your game, you realize it's the same game you've played your whole life. And obviously it's faster, and guys are a lot bigger and stronger, but at the same time, you're just playing that same game, and you just want to move forward any way you can.
Yeah, and one thing I kind of noticed too when like going into the league, a smaller guy as well. Like when I first came in, like just like a
Cards
twig.
came in as a baby to the league.
Yeah, but and then I put on some weight and stuff now. But like, yeah, when you get in there, like it's so scary. But you realize like, and it just comes with like experience too. And like for the listeners, like you realize like there's not as much hitting as you really think there is, and like you actually got so much more time with the puck to make plays. You just gotta like kind of have the balls to hold on to it and just actually make those plays.
I think if you're thinking on top of your game, I think if your mental game's up there, then you could really play at any level. I think if you're thinking faster than a lot of the guys out on the ice, then they don't have the time to hit you. It doesn't matter how fast or how big they are. If you could get away and get into pockets where you're not going to get hit, and just kind of play the game smart, you could almost protect yourself in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Now, I have a question before we kind of get into your second year. Just for like the guys we've had on the podcast, everyone kind of comes in and says your second year, you have that confidence, you have the routine, familiarity, all that stuff. And going into your second season in the OHL, are you coming in comfortable? Like, okay, I can produce in this league. Like I've done it. I've played a season. Like, is that in your head?
Somewhat, yeah, but I came in my second year with a team that was pretty stacked.
Oh yeah,
So
I was gonna get into
I
that.
was just as intimidated in my second year as I was my first year. All our fourth year guys were almost NHL players now. A lot of them played NHL games, and if they're not playing NHL games, then they're in the AHL as regulars and maybe taxi squad this year and whatever it is. But I wasn't sure where I was going to fit into that lineup. I was always an offensive guy growing up, and then I came to the OHL, and I kind of had to adjust my game to fit into a role that I could play on that team. And I think I found a defensive role with Greg Morales on my right and Nick McHugh on my left, where we just every day we came in and coach would give us some video. He'd tell us get the red line, get the puck in, and get off. And you're gonna play against top lines, and we'd rather top line be 200 feet from our net, and that was kind of our game plan, and it worked. We we did our job to the best of our ability. We were on the ice with Logan Stanley for most of the time too on the back end, so he helps out a lot. But yeah, every single time we got the red line, it was puck was in, couldn't turn pucks over, and I think that helped my game a lot moving forward because now in an offensive standpoint, I could still make those plays, but I know when I have to get that puck in and when I can't turn it over, and then I have that defensive side of my game where I'm not going to get caught cheating in D zone or cheating on plays. So
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we talk about a lot working on the D side of the game too, and you need that when you get to the next level, like where you are now and where you want to go. But you mentioned that stack team, and you guys had a deep playoff run to the conference finals. Just what was that experience like going on a run like that?
it was crazy. I've
And
never
and
played.
sorry, just to follow up, can you talk about like the atmosphere difference? That's what I want to hear. Like, what's it like going to the rink in playoffs as you get deeper? Like, it feels so different than in the regular
Oh,
season.
it's so different. You don't practice because
Yeah.
you're playing every other day. So that's a little adjustment you have to make. You have to kind of prepare yourself on your own time. You don't have a morning skate really. You don't have practices leading up to games. You got to cut video with coaches, prepare yourself, be a pro, and then when you get to the rink and fans are yelling. I remember that game 7 in the Sioux. I've never been in a louder barn in my life, and it was just completely jammed. We had people throwing stuff at us and yelling at us, and it was something else. I think we had police escorts for part of that game just to
Damn.
get us in and out of the rink. So it was something totally different, something I've never seen before, but it was an experience I'm never going to forget.
So I just have one quick thing I want to bring up about that game 7. So I was at the game 6 in Kitchener because my buddy played on the Sioux, and I was just there to support him and watch. And Giovanni Smith, guy scores I think the overtime winner game 6, and then skates by the Sioux bench. Cards, I don't know if you know this, flips off the Sioux bench,
No
and
way.
yeah, and he gets suspended for game 7. And like, this is Giovanni Smith, one of the best players on Kitchener at the time. And so he misses game 7, and you guys go on to lose game 7 on the road. Like, what was that like for you guys? And what's going on in the room? Do you know immediately, like, you're going to get suspended type of thing?
No, we there was a lot of different things kind of behind the scenes that triggered him to do that, and we still supported him after that. We Nothing was on him. It was obviously a team effort, and we didn't think the league was going to suspend him. We thought it was funny at the time. It was a back to back game, game 6 and game 7, so we didn't think they were even going to suspend him for game 7. I don't know how they really could, but at the same time, it's you're still in junior. You're gonna do dumb things. Everyone messes up here and there, but when you look back at it, I find it kind of funny. I don't know. I don't know if the rest of the guys
The
do,
video is
but
hilarious for sure from a fan
I thought it
perspective.
was funny. I thought it was really funny.
Bro, like I thought Ivans was bad and everything. Like I know we talked about it earlier on where he bats the puck out of play, but that's insane. Like flipping off the
Yeah.
other team. I love it though. That's good jam. And like you wouldn't even think though the OHL would get around to doing it, especially on a back-to-back gamer. But like Damer just mentioned about the Sioux, man, like when we were there my first year, like I played in like 1 or 2 games that series, but like you'd go through the mall because we were staying in the Sioux. Like, did you
Yeah.
guys go to the mall, man? And people are
Yeah,
just
we walked through the
rinsing.
mall.
People are like legit abusing you as you walk through the mall, and then you
Yeah.
got the girl on the bench too, losing it on you
Yeah.
right behind the bench.
Right behind the bench. She's always yelling at you. She always has something to say. She's called me a midget. She's been all over me. So I've heard it all from her. Our whole team has, and walking through that mall is definitely it's an experience for sure.
Yeah, it's something to say the least. And I mean, it's crazy. You can't even describe it. You can't even say some of the things they say to you. Like it's just too offside sometimes even.
Yeah, sometimes they cross the line a little bit, but you got to expect that walking through that mall. Can't
Yeah.
even stop and get Tim Hortons in there. You could only be in there for 5-10 minutes before you got 10 people yelling at you to get out or go yourself or something, you know?
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, and then I guess so. Yeah, that kind of covers your second year. I mean, just talking about like the development of your play and stuff, and then that goes into your NHL draft, and you end up going fifth round, 137th overall to the Dallas Stars. And can you kind of just take us through the draft? It was in Dallas that year, right?
yeah, in
And
Dallas.
were you there?
Yeah, I went.
So how was that for you? Like, how cool was that to be drafted by Dallas in Dallas, and just a great organization overall?
Yeah, it was crazy. I didn't know if I was going to get drafted. I just thought that it was a once in a lifetime kind of opportunity to go and sit there and experience it. And my whole mentality was if I don't get drafted, it's motivation to kind of move forward and do it next year. And if I do, great. I'm going to move forward and excel with whatever organization drafts me. So I talked to my agent a bunch. He thought it was a good idea to go. My parents weren't really on board with going. I think my mom was just a little scared of the disappointment that I would feel if I didn't get drafted, being there sitting through 7 rounds.
Mhm.
But I had the confidence in myself. My agent had a lot of confidence that I was going to get picked up. So sitting there, you're nervous, you're sweating the whole time. It's so hot in there, you can't even believe it's a hockey rink. And I'd never talked to Dallas. So leading up to those picks, it was I think like Montreal, Dallas, teams I didn't really talk to. So my dad left and went up to the washroom and totally missed me getting drafted.
No.
Oh
And
way.
he went to the washroom because he had 3-4 coffees in the morning. He's nervous as hell. And I'm sitting there with my mom and we're kind of just whatever. I think I checked my phone a little bit. Just I didn't really think anything of it. And then we heard from the Kitchener Rangers and there was a couple of us that were draft eligible. And then they said my name and I looked around. It was just me and my mom. And my agent was sitting behind me. My dad was just in the bathroom. He said he came out just casually, didn't hear anything, and looked at the concourse TV at the rink and saw me down on the floor with a Dallas jersey on.
That's
And he
unreal.
ran
I
out and
feel
he
so
goes,
bad.
holy shit, I can't believe I missed it. But if there's anything to describe my family and my dad, it's that. He's just he's across the board. He's hilarious. And then my brothers weren't even there. They were just at home. And another funny story was my younger brother had like an old hat in the basement and he threw it on. And after the draft, he realized that it was an old Dallas hat that was sitting around in the house that he had on just coincidentally. So
It was meant to be.
I guess it was just meant to be. But
That's
with my dad missing it, it was pretty funny.
dude, that's hilarious. And you'll probably never let him live that one down. I mean, if you ever need a little chirp or a little dagger, be like, Dad, well, you're taking a piss while I got drafted. Figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the best thing about it was I think he liked the publicity he got from it. Like I think they made like a YouTube video about it and And he was just like, oh, look, everyone kind of knows me now. Look at this, like people are talking about me. So he's never really had that. So he's just been a plumber since he was 18 years old. So he's never had that really, but he thought it was funny too, and we all just kind of got a good laugh about it.
I love that. He's just stealing the fame of your draft day. Just taking all the
I
hype.
thought it was great.
That's
I thought it was
unreal.
great.
Yeah, no, that's a great story. And then, so I want to kind of like coming out of that draft, you're probably very confident going into your third year in Kitchener, and that was your breakout year. I'd say you got 85 points in just 58 games that season. It is just crazy. Was it maybe with the graduating players you were able to get into that offensive role you kind of always thought you were supposed to be in?
Yeah, that's basically what it was. Someone needed to we needed guys to step up and take care of scoring goals because we weren't going to win games. We lost our top six. We lost all our leading scorers. So if you look, someone needed to step up and start producing. And our top five guys on that team in points, uh, there was five of us up at the top, and then there was quite a little bit of a drop off, and you could tell those guys kind of stepped up and played that role where um, the Giovanni Smiths and the Adam Askins and the Logan Browns were before. Someone needed to take that over, and with our power play clicking the way it was that year, Cards, I don't know if you ever PK'd against our power play that year, but it was I think we were close to 30%, and coach kind of said, you know what, we're gonna let you guys take care of it, and you guys give your opinions, and we all kind of just shared and had our own ideas, but everything kind of came together, and everything was just working, and then yeah, points started to come. I had a lot of power play points, but at the same time, someone needed to step up and fill that role, and I thought I did that well, and I also played still that defensive game that I played in my first year.
Yeah, and I mean, I played like really small minutes in my first year, so I didn't actually get out there against their power play unit. And I'm actually really thankful for that. But I can remember just like well, maybe I did in preseason because you guys run that preseason tournament every year that Saginaw came to. But yeah, man, like Yancey got 50 tucks out of nowhere. This guy had like 5 goals, and then he gets 50, and I could have sworn like 100, like 85% of them were on the power play, and they were all from you. You were just an absolute apple tree on the power play, feeding that guy. And he's a big body. He would just step off the back door, and you'd feed him.
Yeah, that was kind of our go-to play, and even now I try it here. I try it everywhere. It's still in the toolbox for sure.
So any player listening to this, if you ever got Dammer on the power play, just watch out. He's looking back door.
Yeah,
I think everyone knows it. I think everyone I run into and everyone that I talk to, even my coach here, goes, "Yeah, I saw you in junior. I know that play that you run. I know that play you like." So I'm always looking for it. I feel I'm a pass first guy, anyways. So a lot of guys are kind of taking it away.
I was about to ask if you consider yourself the pass first guy, so that answers it. But then I also want to say you actually before that, did you play with Mario Kalina along that playoff run, right? He's my buddy.
Yeah.
What do you think of him? He's a sick goalie.
Yeah, I loved him. He's a quiet guy.
Yeah, he really he barely speaks.
Yeah, but he shows up. He puts work in. He was a huge part of our team. He stole us a lot of games in that playoff run, and I don't think we get where we were without him.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sorry to keep going back and forth, but that third year, was that the year Mike McKenzie came in as the coach?
No. My third year is all Jay McKee, and then in my fourth year, about halfway through,
okay,
Jay got fired and Mike took over.
Okay. And I just one more thing about that third season. After that third year, that was the year you signed with Dallas, right?
Yeah.
So what was that experience like, and did you like reward yourself with anything?
I was just talking to my agent, and my agent called me while I was on the bus. He said they contacted him. They were looking to work something out. He said he was going to handle it. And then next thing I knew, I was with my family, having some beers, having some drinks, signed the contract. And then I didn't really do anything massive. Me and my girlfriend went on vacation. That's one thing that treated myself, treated her. It's kind of, played both sides of it. So, um, which was a lot of fun. We went to Dominican, nice resort. That's my kind of vacation. I'm not a Europe and backpack around kind of guy. I'm
Yeah.
sit by the pool or sit on the beach and have free drinks.
Couple pina coladas.
Smart guy though, man. Playing it right with the girlfriend too. Keep her
Oh, yeah.
happy. Everyone's happy when she's happy. So that's good.
Exactly.
Well, our partners at Gavin Hockey Wealth Specialists believe that your goals matter. After hundreds of early morning practices and countless hours on the ice or in the gym, you truly earn your success and you deserve to enjoy it. For over 20 years, the team at Gavin has assisted professional hockey players with setting goals and, more importantly, providing them with a game plan to achieve them. Whether it's a house, a car, a cottage, supporting your family, or even a trip to the Dominican, it's all within reach when you partner with a pro, and you can check them out at gavingroup.ca.
Actually, you know what just popped into my head, Dammer? I might be totally off here. Did you ever get suspended for launching a puck out of play?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, because
I
remember this because when we were talking about, I talked about it earlier, but when Prospetov knocked it out of play in my first year in our conference finals against Guelph, they're all like, oh, like Dammer got one, Tipper had gotten one before. So what was that like?
Well, heck, I got suspended 5 games that year, and I got hurt 5 games that year. So I was coming off injury. It was my second game back, and they scored an empty netter at the end of the game. I went to go shoot it back into our net at the odd too, where the mesh behind the net is just huge,
Yeah.
and I launched it over the mesh behind the net,
What?
which like from in our own crease, which is not something I could do if I even tried.
Oh, you like flipped it
And-
right up.
Yeah, flipped it way over,
Okay.
and it landed like almost in the in like the goal judge's hands. Like it just cleared the net. If it hit the net, I would have been fine. Would have got no games, but then I got another 5 games, and that was in December, and my first game back happened to be January 1st, I think. I think it was January 1st at home, so New Year's Day, which is always one of the worst games to play in.
Oh yeah.
But
Man, that's
Yeah, it was-
crazy because I remember that, and they were all saying, yeah, like you just flipped it. So like everyone knows Dammer's just only going top shelf, whether it be on his own
Far
net,
down
and
or nothing.
he's trying to go bunk. So
yeah, I couldn't do that if I tried.
no, man,
You guys should
that's
try
actually
next
impressive.
time you're on the ice. Like it's ridiculous how it got that high and over the net. But
Did you know it was gonna be 5 games right away, or did you find out later?
no, I had no idea.
So you were
No,
just
guys-
thinking nothing of it, just like weird flip and that was
I
it?
think I thought it was gonna be game misconduct or a 10-minute or something.
Yeah, if
'Cause I got
if
kicked
that.
out. Yeah, I got kicked out, and I didn't really know why. And they said, "Oh, that puck ended up in the stands." So, yeah, game misconduct. And then my GM got a call from the league, and 5 games.
Oh, that's
Bro,
horrible.
New
That's
new
actually-
rule they put in, I guess. I
It's
don't
so
know.
bush league. Like it's such a like if anybody from the OHL is listening,
Easy
Dammer,
cuts.
I think we can speak for Dammer here. Like that rule should be abolished. We don't need that rule anymore.
Yeah, like I don't think anyone's purposely launching pucks at the crowd.
Well, they should
No.
watch for intent. I think like that can be the defining line. If they see intent in it, like you see a play like that, or even the Prospetov play is kind of like a line. Like we don't need to get into it right now, but
Yeah, man. Like if a guy's shooting pucks at fans, yeah, kick him out. But I mean, if
Yeah.
it's an accident,
Yeah.
come on. But
I think Tippett's was a foam puck.
it was because he was throwing it.
Yeah.
Apparently, some kid just kind of like trickled it over the boards, and he wanted to give it another throw, so he gave him back like the
no
puck.
way.
And yeah, it wasn't even a real puck or anything. Crazy,
Yeah.
insane.
Because they do that puck toss in
Yeah.
Mississauga, and it was one of those pucks.
Yeah,
And he flipped it back over, and I think he got 5 games for that too.
yeah.
Wow.
He got 5 games, man. Rask, this rule is ridiculous. But
That is horrible. Poor guy.
enough about this rule. I mean, we'll kind of keep her going here, and then we're leading into your last year in Kitch. You're named the captain. I think you co-captain, right, this year?
Yeah.
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 So another big year you followed up your after signing with 78 points and captain of the team. So what was that last year kind of like? Obviously, it all ended for us with COVID and everything, but your last kind of kick at the can in junior hockey.
We were a good team. We stacked up a little bit. We were ready to go for a run, and then COVID kind of happened like November, December. You started to hear about it, but we would like make jokes about it.
Yeah.
That like, I might have it. Like, oh, I have a little cold, I might have it. Like guys were kind of doing that, and we were just like messing around, and next thing you know, season shut down in March. So it was a lot different, but I thought the year was going really well. I thought everyone was producing. I thought we were in a really good spot moving forward. We already had our playoff spot, and everything was just kind of set. We were ready to go on another run. We had a lot of guys from our previous run still there, and then we had Liam Howell, who came over, who just went on a run the year before. So we had a little bit of experience too, where I thought we could really turn some heads and really do something big. But with with everything going on, it was definitely the right call for the league to shut down that season. And you see it now how serious it really is. And um, obviously, it's disappointing that we can't be playing and we couldn't finish that year. And still, the OHL hasn't started, which is ridiculous. But I think it's smart. I think safety of everyone around is more important than the game.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you just kind of mentioned about like joking about the coronavirus. And I mean, we were the same way. And I can actually remember a funny story about you. Um, because somebody on our team might have said that you thought you had it, or somebody said that your name that brought up that you
Yeah,
might have had it. So what was that? Like, why'd that come up?
I was sick as a dog, like beginning of March,
Uh,
end of February. It was the last game I ever played in the OHL. I had a fever of 103, 104. I so sick. It ended up being a sinus infection, but it was all the same symptoms as
uh,
what everyone was saying about COVID, and it was coming out where this thing's really serious. Like you gotta be safe here. People are dying, and I had this thing where I have 104 fever. I can't break it. I played a game. I couldn't breathe really. Like I was having trouble breathing. My nose was all stuffed up. Everything was just pointing towards it. I went to go see the doctors when we got back from Windsor, and they said it was a viral infection, which fits everything for COVID. And then I got my COVID test results back, and I was negative.
mhm,
So I got those back the day before um, Kitchener's last game. I didn't play in it. It was in Guelph.
mhm.
I was sitting at home, and I got my results back that I was negative. And then I felt better 2, 3 days after that. And next thing I knew, I was home.
Season's
And
done.
the next time I left, I was on a plane to Texas.
Yeah, and that's wild because I remember somebody had mentioned you had it, and we played you guys at the end of the season, like right around the end of the season, one of the last few games in Barrie, and I remember we were all joking because Brownie took you were wearing the C and Brownie took the opening face off against you, like the photo or whatever. So we're all
Yeah.
like, oh Brownie, Damiani has COVID, so do you. Everyone stay away from Brownie, like whatever, just like messing around and thinking nothing of it. And then sure enough, here we are over a year later in a lockdown as serious as it is.
Yeah, it
Wow.
was wild. I remember Brownie taking that face off. I didn't know why he was taking it, but I thought it was pretty funny. I think we actually like instead of doing a formal handshake, we actually gave each other like more of like a dab up instead, which
Yeah.
is kind of funny. And we each have the picture too. 'Cause me and Brownie are boys. We're pretty close, so
Yeah.
we thought it was pretty funny.
All right. So we talked a bit about the AHL already, but obviously you're lighting it up. I just want to know, like, personal question. Have you been talking to Dallas at all, like hearing what they've had to say, and if they maybe want to call you up or get you on the taxi squad for a bit, something like that?
I'm not sure. My agent just said keep playing the way you're playing. You're turning heads. It's tough to really tell what they want to do, and all those guys up there are playing really well too. They're playing their role well. They've been there a while. They know the system. They know how everything works, and it's harder for another guy to kind of break the ice and get through there and kind of stick. So I'm not sure. I playing it by ear, show up every day, do what I got to do, and move forward.
I mean, stay hot. It shouldn't be a problem. You'll be there soon enough. Yeah,
That's the
you
goal.
keep putting up rookie of the months, and yeah, it won't be long anyway. So nothing to worry about. Rask, I know you got we always get a crazy amount of fan questions. Some are the same, but I was looking through the list. We got a few curveballs this week, so I'll let you take them over, and then I got a few things. I texted Graham Dickerson. Actually, I can say him now. I texted Graham Dickerson, Dammer's teammate, before he came on. I just said, "Do you have anything?" And I mean, he said he doesn't want to sewer you too bad, but he said you got some terrible boots in sewer. Is that true?
Oh yeah, I haven't played sewer and I don't even know how long. I don't touch a soccer ball. I don't know why. I got booted in the face in my first year, and since then it's just not really my thing. Um, yeah, booted in the face, hurt my ankle. I don't know. I'm not good with the soccer ball. That's not my thing. I'll play basketball. I'll play everything. When I got to keep up a soccer ball and kind of do that, it's not really my thing. And the guys know that. They're always on me to. They're always like, "Oh, come on, Dammer, like new joiner, man. Like, come on, jump in. Like, gotta get back in." And I just won't budge. So yeah, I know where he's coming from with the bad boots and sewer.
That's jokes. He also mentioned you guys play a game on the bus named Assassin, a card game, and he said you're just terrible. They can always tell when you're the assassin or something like
Oh
that.
man, he's bullshitting for sure. I am the best assassin in that game. Assassins is a really fun game that we play on the bus. We all use like our lights too on the bus, so you know who's alive and who's dead, and like the assassins gotta like try and kill people without them knowing. And I don't know, it's a confusing game, but once you get it, it's so much fun. And we play that every time we were on like long trips. And yeah, some guys aren't very good. Some guys, their strategies. Some guys just jump in, try and stir the pot, ruin the game a little bit. There's a bunch of different ways you could play, but um, I think I'm pretty good at assassins. They always just try and vote me out though, because I'm always on the winning side.
Yeah, fair enough. So I'll have to get back to him and say, Dickie, you got to wake up a bit.
Yeah, tell Dickie he's not a very good assassins player. Tell him I'll take him any day.
So we got a ton of fan questions. Always got to narrow it down, kind of pick out the better ones. Otherwise, we'd be here all day. But the starter that we always ask, because everyone wants to know, what stick do you use and what specs?
I'm a true guy, so I've been using the new trues. I use a P28 curve, 70 flex, which I dropped in my third year. And but in the A right now, because of the CCM deal with the league, I'm using the Trigger 5, I think is the one out now. I don't know. There's so many. I was using the first trigger when it came out. So it makes me feel like a little old that it's like the fifth trigger already. But that's what I'm using now. And same flex, same curve, but I have the max height blade here.
Oh yeah.
Those passes were coming a little hot and heavy my first couple of days, so I decided to go a fat blade.
Yeah, the boys are snapping your blade with some crisp pro passes, but they in the A they let 3 guys, and I mean you're on a heater, so if you keep it up, you might be able to get that true back in play here soon, eh?
I've been working on it. As a first year guy, you don't ask for very much. You just
I get
take what you can get and
Rookie of the month, man. Cards, you're a big true guy.
Yeah, no, I switched over to true, or not really done the full switch yet. I just got a first batch. They went quick on me, but they were nasty when I had them. Hattie,
Yeah.
so a few Hatties.
Yeah, they were talking about adjusting the blade a little bit in the new ones, going back to the X9 blade on the new one, but I love them. I use
Yeah,
them
they're sick.
during quarantine and everything, and I love them. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
big fan.
I'm a true guy as well. Not that I really play much, but I use the Nathan Allenson game use sticks
Oh
from
yeah, so
Perry. Yeah.
it's got no snipes in it whatsoever.
Hey, didn't Christopher Cameron break like over 35 true sticks last year?
Yeah, I can imagine. The boys would go through them quick, but they're actually such nasty sticks, man. They if they firm up those blades a bit, could be a big thing coming, especially for guys coming up into pro early on.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
True's nasty. Shout
Yeah.
out True. Yeah, but okay, kind of general question, but what's your favorite thing about Kitchener, whether it's like the city or the actual Rangers organization?
I loved my billets and my fan and like the fans.
Hmm.
But my billets were like a second family to me. Took me in at 16, and I stayed there my whole time. And anytime I needed anything, every meal, every time I was sick, every time I was little,
Yeah, yeah.
they were
You're
there,
pro now. You could say whatever.
and they were taking care of me. So huge shout out to them, and of course the fans. You guys talked about it, playing in the odds, like almost untouchable in the OHL. So
Mhm.
playing in front of them is just crazy. And even now, you get a lot of messages from the fans, and I get a bunch all the time, just still supporting me and let me know that they're watching and looking out for me, which is really nice.
Yeah, that's unreal. And how about the facilities, like the actual dressing room facility in Kitchener? I just for the listeners, like I actually got to go see it. Steve Biankowski, the CEO last year, took me on a little tour. And Cards, have you seen this like dressing room facility in Kitch?
No, I think I went for a tour too, and when I was
Oh
in
my
minor midget
god, dude, it's
Vancouver.
so nice. Even just like every single thing about it. I mean, Damer can tell more than I can, but I remember just walking in like the lounge and there was like all the like stacks of cereals. You can like twist the things and you get your cereal. I was like getting fired up. What was that like?
Yeah.
Just playing in a sick like that's so pro. Like that's all I can really describe it.
Yeah, it's very similar to a pro dressing room where they have the mindset there where if they treat you like pros, then you're gonna prepare like a pro and then eventually get to pro and be a pro. So um, yeah, the locker room's crazy. You have everything at your disposal. Cold tub, hot tub. Um, I don't. I didn't know that some teams restrict you on tape, but there's
Okay.
no restrictions on tape in Kitchener. We got a big lounge, couch,
Got the
food
computers
always
too.
around. Yeah, we have PS4. We had PS4 in there. So we had some video games and
That's sick.
yeah.
Yeah. And I
Even
mean,
like I remember you guys had like they have Cards, they have like a de-smeller thing in the dressing room. It comes down from the ceiling and like sucks all the air out of the room.
yeah,
That thing's
bro.
nuts.
It almost sounds like you're trying to get a job in Kitchener.
What?
You're on
Me? No way.
you're chubbing Kitch a little bit
No,
right now.
no, I would never, man. Okay, we'll
You
move
want me to
on.
try and contact someone, like I could work on it, but
You got inside contacts now, Ross. So you
There
never
you
know. You
go.
could get the odd next year.
Anyway, here's a funny one. I'm curious about this. What's your most embarrassing moment on the ice at any level of hockey?
oh man, I've had so many. Maybe
Maybe the flip over the net is pretty
getting the
tough.
shit kicked out of me by Foodie. That was
Oh,
pretty embarrassing.
really?
Yeah, that one was pretty embarrassing. Um, we were on the road too. Like I had no support. I was just hearing it from fans. I had my eyes shut, black, nose was all blight. That one was a mess. Every
Yeah.
time I like toe pick,
Yeah.
trip over the blue line, snipers in the crowd. Those are always bad too. I had one of those like 2 games ago where
Yeah.
I went to go pivot. Like it's the AHL, I should be able to pivot and not go flying into the boards, and I still did it. And I even came back to the bench, and the coach was like, hey, you find him yet?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "The sniper. He's around here somewhere. Like, what's going on?"
There's a lot of guns in Texas though, so there might have been a legit sniper taking your blades out from the crowd. You never
That
know.
one was bad, but no, I've had a bunch where, or when even when you get like if you get robbed on like an empty net back door,
Yeah.
Those ones are the worst
yeah.
too, because then you hear everyone's like up and then it just deflates
Yeah.
and the whole rink gets silent. So, I've had my fair share of
Had a
embarrassing
few.
moments
Yeah.
there.
Um, who's the better golfer, you or James Hardy?
Oh, me for sure. Hers only
Quick
takes me
answer.
out to hers only takes me out to his course in Barrie. So,
Which
Hey,
course is that?
um,
National Pines?
National Pines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard course.
It's
I
legit.
I struggled at National Pines, but no, I beat hards. I got him all day.
That's what I like to hear.
All
Yeah,
right. So
you can let him know that too. He asked me to golf like today, and then he goes, "Never mind." He goes, "Never mind. You're in Texas."
Wakey, wakey, Hards, if you're
Come
listening to
on, man.
this.
You forget?
oh
Come
man,
on, Hart.
awareness on this guy. Um, from well, you could probably figure out who it's from. Best ball team in Vipers history. That's all.
Best ball team, Vipers history. Um, yeah, we are a stacked ball hockey team. Me, Little John, Brownie, Morgan Frost. There was a bunch of us. That it was
Was
just
that at the play on thing?
yeah, we did play them, but we did nationals too for like actual ball hockey. And me and Little John just like played defense and just blocked shots and took slap shots from like the red line because like the ball curves like crazy. So when you get it going, it was just so fun. And we had so much fun with it. We won nationals and we did ball hockey too. Play on, did that. Started a couple fights there. It was always a mess, but it was always a lot of fun.
That's a good crew too. I mean, LJ's the man too. He's
That's the
hilarious,
man.
bro.
Yeah.
Now you may be restricted on your answer because I know you kind of said you're wifed up, but who's your celebrity crush? If you can answer this safely.
Margot Robbie is pretty obvious pick. I like Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence is kind of a hidden gem for me.
Good pick. That was mine when I got asked it like a bunch of episodes ago. So you got similar taste. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's a joke. Hey, actually this is funny. So right before I texted you to ask if you want to come on, like probably the day before, I'm scrolling through TikTok. I had just seen you got like AHL Rookie of the Month. So your name's on my mind. Like I just noticed that. And I see your girlfriend posted a TikTok and it's like the sabotage one with the NHL, like ruin it. You know what I'm
Oh
talking
yeah. Yeah,
about.
she loves her TikTok.
So
I,
that's so
I
funny.
I think it's kind of funny. I don't mind it.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's funny. I mean, have you been chirped about it yet? Anyone seeing that on the For You page?
Oh, I show the guys here. They think it's funny too. Like
That's
Yeah.
good stuff.
we all watch TikToks. Like it's
Oh
probably
yeah.
the most addicting app ever. Caters
Oh
right
yeah.
to you, and it's so funny. Like she'll do other ones too, but yeah, that one got me. She sent that one to me, and she like kind of hesitated to post it, just like and I was like, no, post it. Like that's hilarious. Like I don't care if you post that. I
Let's
love that.
go.
So yeah, it's pretty good stuff.
No, that was funny. And then then the next day I text you, here you are. So we'll go kind of maybe one more. Is there any player or team or both that you just hated playing against in the OHL?
Cards? No, I'm kidding. Uh, I don't know. I I didn't like playing against Sag,
Yeah.
really. Me and Kosk went at it a lot. Me and Koski went at it a ton.
Yeah. A lot of people would say Cost too, because he's just
Yeah.
such a rat too. And he would have been in the league the whole time you were there. It's probably just never getting out of your ear. He's always yipping. So
Yeah, he
I
was always on my case for everything. But I'd give it back to him. But by my fourth year, we had like almost a mutual respect for each other. Where yeah, we would go at it, but at the same time we'd be like look at some guys like, okay, this guy's for real, like back off that guy, or we'd grab each other in a scrum and kind of go at it. But playing against him, he hits hard. Didn't really like it. He'd always try and get free licks on me. So
Oh yeah, I had to live with the guy. So how was that?
I guess, well, I can finish it off with just a little message from one of our sponsors, Axel Watches. Found my beautiful Axel watch here. I texted you about it, but you can take a pic off the website and we'll send you a watch and you'll be rocking it down in Texas. Maybe get the Axel movement going down south. I don't know. You and Tidal Andrea, he's got one too, I think. So
Yeah, Delhi's got one now.
yeah, we get the Dallas boys buzzing with that. So I mean, that's all from me. I really appreciate you coming on. It was just fun to chat and kind of hear a bit about you and stuff like that. You got anything else, Cards?
No, I was just gonna throw in the code AX_Showbound for a discount when I check out at Axel Watches. So go check them out for sure. Damer's gonna be looking good, rocking his. But no, I just want to say thanks. Good luck on this long road trip. Probably a lot of time in the hotel, but stay hot out there and all the best the rest of the season. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for having me. A lot of fun.
All right, I want to thank Damer for that. It was a good one, and like we said, it was just fun talking to him. An interesting guy, and it was a great interview.
Just a good interview overall, and yeah, a good guy, and he hopefully can stay hot. I mean, the guy's on fire, hottest rookie in the AHL right now, and no doubt in my mind, I've played against him a bunch, and he's a nasty player, so he's gonna have success wherever he goes. He just thinks the game real well.
Yeah, he's sick, and March Madness just wrapped up last night. It's Tuesday as we record. It finished up on Monday, so we got to talk about it. First of all, before we even get to the finals, which was kind of like a bad game, that semi with Gonzaga and UCLA was insane. And I know I don't watch a lot of basketball, but I watched that one and I was actually freaking out. Even just heading into overtime, I was nervous, man. I was just nervous watching. Like I couldn't even imagine playing in that. What do you think?
Bro, it was so intense. Just like that last shot goes up and drops too, just like a buzzer beater. You like, especially like you won't, I don't think they'll show it in the highlights as much now. If Gonzaga had gone on to win, then that clip would have been played forever, generations and stuff. I mean, it's still going to be showed everywhere, but like, it's just not as significant now as it could have became, but, or become, sorry. How's my grammar? But yeah, no, it was a sick game, and just watching those teams battle it out. And UCLA, a team who came in as a play-in game, 11 seed all the way to the Final Four, and really could have won the tournament. I think they got a lot of returning guys next year on their team too. So watch out for UCLA in next year's March Madness tournament. Is definitely a high-powered team coming in. But like the finals last night was brutal, man. I was riding Gonzaga the whole tournament, but then my dad had a chance to win our bracket pool that we did, and he had Baylor to win. So I hopped on the Baylor bandwagon and back him last night, and sure enough, picked the right team to ride with. And I know you were riding Baylor just because I had Gonzaga, and sure enough, we both got lucky.
Yeah, I put $20 on Baylor just to kind of piss you off, and I text you about it, and you're like, no, I'm on Baylor too. Let's go. So, I mean, good for us, I guess. But tough to see like a kind of dream run from Gonzaga end like that, and just not even really a close game. But that's in a 1-game elimination, that's how it goes. So congrats to Baylor, and it was exciting. And I guess we got the Masters coming up. Obviously, you're the golfer on the show, so you want to tee us off for that? Oh, a little golf pun there.
Yeah, I guess I'll tee us off. Best week of the year, no doubt, in my opinion. And I mean, there's no better time to have a lockdown, if any, really. I mean, we just had March Madness. We've got NHL playoffs coming up, and then we got Masters too. So it's not too bad to stay in your house right now to watch this stuff. And it definitely gives you the itch to want to go out and play. And I just been watching live from the Masters on Golf Channel and stuff, and Augusta looks unbelievable. I know it was a bit rough, and people didn't want to kind of admit how kind of bad maybe the course was in November when they had to play it then, and the azaleas weren't there and all the pretty sights that we normally see, but they're back this year. And I think it's such a high powered tournament. Like the guys in it are just unbelievable players. Anyone could really win. I know Brooks is coming right off knee surgery, and he's right back in the field. And I mean, he could be an impact player for sure. And he has a lot of grit just to be in the field to this week here. But my pick for the week, because I know we were going to do that, I got I got Spieth. He's too hot right now. He's been consistent. He has like 4 top 5s in his last 7 tournaments, and just obviously winning last week at the Valero Texas Open. He looks too good right now, and Augusta is where he plays his best golf. So Spieth, in my mind, will come back, I guess, next week with the answer on my pick. And who do you got?
Yeah, so I mean, I'll admit I'm not as in tune with the golf world as you, but I'm picking Bryson DeChambeau just because of the entertainment value watching him. I mean, he's obviously really good. Like he actually is a contender, but um, he's the most entertaining golfer for a non like golf fan, I'd say. So I'd love to see him kind of win and change the way golf's looked at, the way the game's played. So that's my pick. I'm gonna be watching, get myself a little more educated so I can keep up with you in these conversations and maybe learn some stuff, take it to my own game, So
Yeah, man, there's actually so many things like low key that you kind of just see them do that you're like, oh, maybe I could try that, or just like watch this. I mean, you just gotta pick up anything you can really when you can, just be a sponge, and that's how you improve. And I guess any sport really. So yeah, I guess that's your main goal going forward for this weekend. Maybe we'll make Rask do some homework. We'll ask him to pick up 3 things from the golfers this week, and he's gonna bring him to the pod Wednesday, and we'll see what he learned.
all right, I'm down for that. And maybe you and I are gonna go hit the course next week, eh? Get some sponge tips right out of you.
Yeah, no, you'll be able to soak a few things up from me, my beautiful golf game, but we'll also be rocking our new merch like we talked about earlier, and probably be rocking our Axel watches too. Just another little ad there. So everyone go check out Axel again.
Yeah, our golf style between Axel and this new one is just too good. We're literally
off the chart.
Basically,
and we're gonna be
models.
smelling good too.
Yeah, we're just gonna be rocking around in the Manscaped cologne, fresh off a Manscaped shave. Axel watches on, and no one's gonna stop us. I'll probably get a hole-in-one if I'm looking like that out there.
Look good, feel good, play good, they say. So I think we got that down.
Yeah, and you want to wrap it up with the usual outro here, Cards?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've pretty much touched on it all. It's a great week, Masters week, so nobody can really complain. But yeah, no, just all the best to all the fans this week. Enjoy the Masters. Enjoy time with your families, and I guess happy belated Easter. We missed it this weekend, but happy Easter to our fans, and we'll see you next week, guys.